Hello out there, this is Wake Angel 2001, and it is time for another Sonic Boom Vlog! Yes, all this week, weekdays at noon for all this week, and maybe next week I heard, Sonic Boom is going to be airing new episodes at noon. This is actually a time slot that we'd be able to watch live on TV. Unfortunately, this also happens to be in the week that I'm going on a family trip to Hershey Park, so I'm going to be at the amusement park for most of the day, and maybe wouldn't even be able to catch it on hotel TV. So I set my VCR to record every day this week, so I'll have all the episodes waiting for me when I get home if I don't get a chance to watch them over there. And maybe on Saturday I'll have the other 4 vlogs I'll upload. I'll watch the episodes, shoot a vlog for each one, and then upload them all. But yeah, this being Monday, it's the only one that I'm actually able to watch, so let's do this vlog. This is Shay Amy. The episode starts with Amy ordering a Mad Burger, and Dave the intern gives her a live fish on a bun. Yeah, like, I'll get to that after the plot synopsis. So, fed up with the service at Mad Burger, Amy simply makes a sandwich for herself, and everyone compliments her, but seeing her eating the sandwich makes them hungry and they want to go eat at Mad Burger. And she says that Mad Burger doesn't deserve their business, and that the only reason the people of this unnamed town, I like that the town has no name, of the unnamed town they all live in, the only reason they eat there is because it's the only restaurant. So she opens up her own restaurant, which she calls Shay Amy, which, you know, has friendly service, quality food, and, a staff that actually listens to you. Like, where their motto is, at least we know what you ordered. So she's trying to, she's running a successful business. All the people storm in to eat up their food, like, and they're eating her salads and yada yada. And then Dave the intern, his name is officially Dave the intern, but he is the only person who works at Mad Burger. Who is he interning under? As far as I'm concerned, he owns and operates the restaurant single-handed. Like, why is he an intern and sole employee? That can't possibly be a thing. But whatever. He's called Dave the intern because he used to intern in Dr. Eggman that one episode. Dave the intern, he announces that they have a new express drive-thru in an effort to recruit more customers, and then one of the walrus guys eating a salad is like, "Why are we wasting our time here when we could be going to the express drive-thru?" Amy tries to point out that none of them own cars, but they don't listen and they'll go stampeding back to Mad Burger. So Amy, realizing that the entire town is populated by a bunch of dullards who will respond to whatever you say, says that with every meal, she'll give them a free happy lump, which is a rock. Well, like, I want all 4! So they all go charging over to the Shay Amy to get their free rock. So, you know, Dave, not taking things lying down, he starts loading Mad Burgers into a bazooka and shooting them into people's mouths, and Amy, she's gone completely insane. She's forgotten about customer satisfaction and just wants to crush Mad Burger. So she says that she's developed a new feeding system. Like, she has a little blackboard with all kinds of figures on it and a cute little drawing of her face, and she says that she's discovered a new food delivery system that'll put the food directly into the customer's stomach. If it's gotten to the point where it's not going to go through their mouth, then you may as well be giving them a flavorless nutrient paste, because, you know, if they're not going to taste it, what's the point? But Sonic and her friends try to point out that she's kind of taking this a little too far, and she's like, "I haven't lost my sight of my goal. My goal is to destroy Mad Burger. I know what They may want this, but I know what they need." Like, I'm pretty sure they're trying to do a Batman thing, you know, like the Dark Knight. "I'm not the hero that Gotham wants, but I'm the one that it needs. I'm not the restaurant that this unnamed little town wants, but I provide the service that they need." Like, Oh, also all the craziness, like they wanted to set up the things, like, oh yes, and just in case you might have thought that maybe they would have responded to incredible, to people's complaints about how Knuckles' character has been completely screwed over the years, in this episode, he says that not only have all of his teachers who ever tried to teach him anything failed, but he also forgot how to feed himself. And he punctuates this by shoving carrots in his ears. So yeah, Knuckles. I think they're trying to out-stupid Patrick Star from SpongeBob. The thing is, yeah, like this restaurant arms race goes on a bit, and it gets to the point where Dr. Eggman is going to Mad Burger, and he gets, of course, rude service. Like, Dave drops his burger on the floor, but still scoops up in the plate and gives it to him. Eggman's like, that is disgusting, I want a new one. I'm on break. And he starts playing with a paddle ball, like, I thought you liked Eggman, Dave. I guess since he got fired from being his intern, now he doesn't like him. Like, Dave wants to be evil, so he doesn't like any of the good aligned citizens of the town. And he doesn't like Eggman anymore. Oh my, Dave basically is Squidward from the SpongeBob show. Like he works in fast food service, but clearly hates it. He hates everybody else, and the only reason he's ever motivated to perform his job is if someone were to claim that they could do it better than him. You know, like that one time that Squidward actually tried to become Employee of the Month. Like, Dave the Intern is Squidward. He is this show's Squidward. Except, well, Squidward is actually somewhat sympathetic because in recent years, it seems that the universe exists for the sole purpose of making Squidward miserable. Dave actually is like early season Squidward. He's a complete and utter... Well, I can't really think of any appropriate insults that I can actually say because I know that young kids watch this, so I'm not gonna... you know what I'm talking about. He's not a good guy. Alright, so Eggman, not getting any service at Mayburger, decides to go over to Amy's restaurant, and he has a sandwich at Amy's, and it's a delicious sandwich, and he likes how it was given fast, and, you know, Amy seems to be a good person. So he says that he'll partner with her, but because Amy may be a good restaurateur on a technical level, but she can't draw in the customers. So Dr. Eggman says that he'll help her draw in the customers. The next day, Amy's restaurant is full, and she was wondering how he did it. Because, off screen, Dr. Eggman burned down Mayburger. Arson! For kids! It's not even the first time we've had arson. At least it's off-screen arson this time. So yeah, like, there's no sense of justice in this world, right? I mean, the only reason cops exist is to enforce, banishments, but that's gonna come up in the next episode. I'll talk about the cops in the next episode. So, everything's going fine, but poor Dave the intern is now just wandering around. So, Dr. Eggman tells Amy that this is her opportunity to go rub salt in the wounds, and I pushed the button on my ring. So she goes out and like, yes, shatter his pride, crush what little spirit he has left, and it turns out that Amy felt sorry for him and gave him a job at her restaurant. Because Amy's a good person. But just because Amy's a good person doesn't mean that Dave is, and he goes right back to doing all the Mayburger stuff, going on break in the middle of helping a customer, mopping up the floors while a customer is on those floors, not bringing Eggman the right food. Like, he somehow gave Eggman a cold soup and a hot salad. I don't know. Eggman says how that's possible. I would like to know, how can you get a hot salad and cold soup? So yeah, like, Eggman, completely fed up with Dave the intern, decides to call his army of robots to destroy the restaurant. And Amy tries to point out, Eggman, you're half owner of this restaurant. He's like I said, I'm an evil mad scientist. I only got the one thing in my wheelhouse. But don't worry, I'll only destroy your half. So he calls in his army of robots to destroy the restaurant, mostly just to get Dave. I don't know why they don't just target Dave for assassination, because that seems like the smart thing to do, but I don't know, Eggman has gone completely insane because Dave just does that to people. The robots attack. Amy can't fend them all off by herself, so she uses her wrist communicator to call Sonic and his friends. And like, Sonic, I need your help at the restaurant. Amy, we really don't want to work with you anymore. I'm being attacked by robots. That will help with. And Sonic's right at the restaurant. They're smashing robots, and they break everything. And the robots are gone, but the restaurant's kind of destroyed. So they rebuild Mad Burger, and as thank you for rebuilding Mad Burger, Dave the intern gives everybody free burgers, except for Amy, who once again gets a live fish in a bun. Dave, you're really not very good with the ladies, are ya? I mean, as if the giant buck teeth, braces, acne, and lisp weren't enough. The fact that he has absolutely zero charisma or personality, yeah, I don't see any kind of romantic subplot involving Dave, ever happening. So, Sonic Boom is back. So, how was this episode? This episode is like one of those restaurant rivalry wars from SpongeBob SquarePants, like one of those episodes where the chum bucket gets a recipe that, like when Mr. Krabs illegally dumped his old cooking grease and Plankton gathered it up and used it as a flavor enhancer for his chum, or the time when Squidward went to work at the chum bucket and found a way to cook chum to make it delicious. Like it's one of those things where you have two restaurants that are trying to compete with cooking gimmicks to try and draw in customers. It's more one of the back and forth ones, like I'd say it's like the Grease episode, except it doesn't rely on gross out humor and, people eating grease. Yeah, that episode got pretty hard to watch by the end when people were just kind of sweating grease, ugh. Late season SpongeBob, not really appealing to me anymore. Yeah, so, that's, like I said, that's a basic stock plot, but it was actually a well implemented version of the plot. Dave the intern is, like I said, his character seems to be turning into Squidward from early SpongeBob, in that he hates all people and is incredibly passive aggressive towards everybody, even those he used to admire, like Dr. Eggman. Amy is showing her being the Jill of all trades thing by actually opening a somewhat successful restaurant, and we still got a robot fight in despite this plot, so it basically delivered everything it had to. So yeah, I mean, it's good to see Sonic Boom come back. I really wish that they would stop writing Knuckles this way. I mean, this is such a terrible way to write his character. Knuckles is... I'm guessing that whoever is in charge of the writing now probably didn't actually play the first two Sonic Adventure games, or Sonic Heroes for that matter, because in those games we actually had a realistic representation of what Knuckles was actually like. He's a dedicated protector. He lives on an island and by himself and doesn't know why, but he does know that he has to protect something, and but because of his isolation, he's naive, and he's still somewhat easy to trick, even though he does basically know people now. Dr. Eggman even manages to convince him in Sonic Adventure that Sonic was stealing the Master Emerald shards for himself. I mean, he saw Sonic holding the green Chaos Emerald, which from a distance looks like a Master Emerald shard, so, okay, but Knuckles is not a dullard. He is not a moron. He knows how to feed himself. I mean, he grew up by himself on the island. He's probably known how to feed himself since longer than most people have known how to feed themselves. The mystery of, how is it that Knuckles came to be the last of his kind? How long has he really been on Angel Island? Like, nope. Let's forget all that stuff. He's just a big muscle-bound idiot that punches things. I really, like, that is, if anything is going to kill this series, I think it's going to be from Knuckles fans rage quitting after they see how much damage this franchise has done to Knuckles' character. I mean, say what you will about Ken Penders, at least he wrote Knuckles as a competent person. Alright, so this has been Wake Angel 2001. Sonic Boom is back, and we're all gonna take this journey together. Bye-bye.